So knowing that this class is on playing your edge and focusing on healthy hips, just finding your way to either a comfortable seated meditation or to lying on the mat. And I'll show you with your back against the edge of the mat and your arms out to the side. I'm just making sure you can see me. So using a bolster or maybe even a pillow, if that's all you've got available to you today. And just arriving here on your mat, in your room, and allowing the dust to settle. Knowing the dust of all of the thoughts around the busyness of everything that has brought us today, allowing it to settle. And all the thoughts of your to-do list, just letting that go gently. And giving yourself permission to come onto your mat and into the here and now. Knowing that we can use any of our 5 senses, which are all in the present, and use them as an anchor to anchor us right here, right now. So gently, as an invitation, perhaps bringing your attention to your ears. And perhaps becoming curious about anything that you can hear. Maybe going from one sound to the other, touching in gently, allowing it to anchor you into the present moment. And then bringing your attention to your mouth. Perhaps being aware of anything that you can taste. Being aware that sometimes as you bring your attention to your taste, that the saliva can sometimes increase. And then perhaps anything you can taste. And then bringing your attention to your eyes, maybe the play of light and dark behind your eyes. And then bringing your attention to the sensations around your face, perhaps. As you're noticing these sensations, perhaps relaxing your muscles. Around your face, your jaw, the back of your scalp, the sensations in your neck and your shoulders. And then bringing your attention to the sensations of the breath in your chest. Wherever you may feel your breath today. Knowing that our mind will grab our attention, chattering away at us, monkey mind going from one thing to the other. Maybe as you would with a small child, gently take your attention by the hand and guide it back to your breath. Perhaps feeling the nourishing of the in-breath and the softening and releasing of the out-breath. And then bringing your attention to your heart space, setting a sankalpa for your practice today, knowing that a sankalpa is made up of 3 parts: your heartfelt desire, your value, your lighthouse in life, and then how you navigate your way towards that lighthouse, your little goals along the way, and the resources that we use to get to that lighthouse. The sails, navigation system, so perhaps connecting in with your lighthouse today. Your heartfelt desire, your values, what steers you in life. Maybe it's about spreading kindness towards yourself, towards others, sprinkling the seeds of kindness in the world. Maybe it's about joy, playfulness, presence. And then perhaps connecting in with a goal about how you can get to that heartfelt desire. You're going to practice more meditation to become more present. Perhaps you can connect in with a goal for this practice to help you connect with your heartfelt desire. And then connecting in with an inner resource that you know you already possess to help you achieve your goals in your life or in your practice today. Whether that's one of gratitude, grit, courage, calm, self-compassion, maybe having a felt sense of what a sankalpa feels like in your body. And then in your time and when you're ready, just gently bringing some movement to your hands and your feet. Wakening your body up in whichever way you'd like to. Just if you're on your back, just remaining on your back. And just bringing your soles of your feet together into a reclining butterfly. Being aware that the target area is the hips, but that you will also feel this in the groin area. You may also feel it more in the groin area or in the hips, but maybe being a little bit mindful where you bringing your attention to that hip target area. Knowing that if it's stretching more in your adductors, in your groin area, that it might drag your attention away from that area. I'm just going to see that you guys can still hear me. Yeah. So knowing that Yin is about balance, so it's about giving ourselves the time to balance out the yang things, the hustle and the trying to turn on the music, but I can't do that today for you guys. So much in our life, we are in our sympathetic nervous system. Also stimulating our cortisol, which can affect our sleep patterns. And so that's the yang part of our life. And the yang part of our life is that of allowing our system to slow down into the rest and digest parasympathetic nervous system. But as we know in life, we need both the yang and the yin in our life. That's the wisdom of the Tao. And sometimes when we're yanging it in our life, we need to be aware of bringing a little bit of yin into it. And when we're yinning it in life, we need to bring a bit of yang. In your own time, and when you're ready, just gently bringing your hands to your knees, bringing your knees up to the midline and bringing it, extending your knees straight. Coming down into a rebound position. Knowing that even though we are still in this position, this is where some of the magic happens. Where we can sink deeper into the still spaces of our body and our mind. And knowing that even at a microscopic level within our cells of our body, the stillness is allowing our tissues to remodel and repair themselves. So just as physically, this rebound is allowing repair. So this surrender and slowness and stillness allow us healing and repair in our lives. So the next, just bringing your attention to your breath, maybe bringing some movement in. The next target area that we are looking at is our glutes, and so you can remain on your back if you want to remain on your back today. So we do the reclined shoelace or a shoelace sitting up, or a pigeon. So if you know what those are and you'd like to get yourself into that position, feel welcome. Otherwise, I'll do the reclined shoelace first. So bending your knees, placing your feet on the ground, take your right foot and place it on your left knee. That might be enough of a stretch into that glute area, or you may want to spread your arms through behind that left knee, feeling more of a stretch in that target area. Or you may want to today take the seated position of the shoelace, removing the chair. So you may want to bring yourself, bring your knees in into kind of like a box shape, and then bring your right knee over your left knee. You may want to extend that knee as well if you're wanting to do the seated shoelace, or you may want to do the swan. So you may want to come from mountain pose, bringing that right foot forward, extending that left foot, maybe being upwards or coming down onto your elbows or all the way down. So knowing that Yin Yoga is also about using your pose to get into a particular area of your body. So knowing it's about that target area that we can feel in our glutes. So it's not about what we look like in a particular pose. So we all have different bodies, different skeletal structures, and sometimes actually we can't go further into a pose because we have bone on bone, and no amount of increasing our stretch is going to allow us to go further into that pose. So sometimes, as I've demonstrated, we all choose a different pose to get into the similar area. And then once we're in that target area, that's the theme of the class today. It's about finding that edge of resistance, finding that boundary. So going to that spot where you're feeling it the most and feeling that edge, and asking yourself, is this my Goldilocks position? Have I maybe got a little bit too much porridge in this position? Or maybe not enough porridge? Knowing that we can sometimes push too much and too far into a posture, into pain and more discomfort. In your own time, and when you're ready, whichever posture or variation you chose, maybe if you're in the reclined shoelace, taking your hands from behind your knees and placing your feet on the floor, and bringing yourself back down into a rebound position. If you're in the reclined swan like me, maybe placing your pressure through your hands and bringing your legs back and coming down onto your tummy to a rebound position. So just finding your last breath in this position. Remember, we're coming to the target area of your left hip this time. So if you're doing the reclined shoelace, placing your right foot on your left knee and bringing your hands through, the other way around. So placing your left foot on your right knee, and then bringing your hands through to target that left glute area. Or else, if you're wanting to do the seated position, bringing your right foot in first and then your left, and then you can use it as a box position, or you can bring your left foot right over the top and bending over, feeling that left glute, or you can do the pigeon or the swan, so going into tabletop and bringing your left foot forward this time. So knowing that even though we're focusing on that first principle of yin, which is called playing your edge, knowing that the second part of the posture after we come to the target area, so this is the left glute this time, we found our edge, knowing that it may be an intensity of 4 out of 10. And then we resolve to be still. And there's a saying from that famous scientist called Pascal, who said, all man's illness comes from his inability to sit still, stimulating that sympathetic nervous system and putting it into overdrive, not allowing the yin parasympathetic nervous system to come in. And actually there's science now around this called heart rate variability. So the sympathetic nervous system increases your heart rate, and the parasympathetic system decreases your heart rate. And so you need a balance between the two. You need to have both stimulated. And this is called heart rate variability. The in-breath, heart rate going up. The out-breath, heart rate going down. If we always on the go, we just have the increase in our heart rate. Really interesting stuff, heart rate variability. Studies showing that decreased heart rate variability is associated with depression, anxiety, chronic illness, the increase in the immune type disorders that we've got. And then of course it's the surrendering to time. So the time is over in this position, so whichever variation that you chose to stimulate your glutes today, maybe if you're in the reclined shoelace, unlacing your hands, bringing your feet to the floor and coming to a rebound, or if you're in any other variation like the one I'm in with the pigeon, releasing it gently and coming to your rebound. Just reminding ourselves that yin is about activating that calming nervous system, giving us more heart rate variability in our lives, coming to a target area rather than having a target pose or what you're meant to look like, which can be really freeing in itself when we realize that. And then in that target area, starting to play our edge, resolving to be still unless we feel too much pain or discomfort, or our body opens up. And then the third stage of the pose is just surrendering to time and allowing whatever comes up, giving us the opportunity to practice our SOAR and our mindfulness. In your own time and when you're ready, we're just going to stretch out the right hip, but it's also going to go into the right body. So maybe just being aware in this position about your right hip and the right IT band. So we're going to do the banana shape or the half moon. So imagining if you're looking down on your body overhead, bringing your body over to the right of your mat, and then bringing your left foot to the left side of your mat, your right foot maybe to join it, maybe hooking over that ankle if you feel like that, and then just feeling that kind of push, that pull from that right hip down, that right IT band. There's going to be a lot of target areas in this position, but maybe just focusing particularly on that area. And then bringing your arms, maybe you don't have to, you could just do a half moon or a half crescent, or maybe bringing them, having a dog licking me on the face, up over your body, maybe grabbing that right ankle, that right wrist with your left hand, or actually grabbing your elbows over the top of your head. Kind of imagine yourself in that half banana or that half crescent shape, bringing your awareness to that right hip phase. It'll go all the way down that right IT band as well into your leg. I did think about doing the dragon for this position, but it's quite a strong position, so kind of felt for the introduction classes that this was a more gentle introduction to yoga. So maybe coming in this position, focusing on that first principle or the first part of the pose, which is finding your edge. And finding your edge is all about finding your comfort within your discomfort. Not pushing like we do in life, striving and pushing for achievement, pushing ourselves beyond our edge, pushing ourselves into suffering and discomfort. So maybe experimenting what happens when we don't push so much, when we maybe let go a little bit, knowing that sometimes our bodies physically open up and soften when we come back a little bit from that edge. So in your own time and when you're ready, just releasing this posture, Bringing your arms down by your side, and coming down straight to a rebound. I've got two beautiful doggies hugging me on either side. Enjoying the sun, enjoying the spring. Just finding one last breath in that position, and then gently finding some movement in your body, bringing yourself over to the left-hand side of your mat. And this time being aware of the left hip target area, even though we're stretching the whole left body. Bringing your right leg over to the right side of your mat, probably bringing your left ankle to join, maybe clicking over, bringing your hands over the top of your head if that's available to you. It may not be available to you. You can still feel that target area just by doing that lower body. And then maybe bringing your right hand onto your left hand and dragging it into that half moon or half crescent, or grabbing your elbows over the top of your head. There's a story about a man, that some of the Buddhist monks tell, about a man and his buffalo. And he was walking them with a rope through the village. And then they got scared by a sound in the bushes. And he grabbed on tighter and tighter to them, trying to stop them from bolting and going away, holding on tight. So tight, he got some rope burn. And actually started to affect his fingers, causing a lot of pain. And then he realized that sometimes what he needed to do was to just let go of those buffaloes, knowing that if he stopped pulling so much and just let go, that they would return to him. And in that way, that's really a little bit like it is about playing our edge. Sometimes we pull so hard, we push so hard, we grab so much about being, not wanting to let go. Not trusting actually that if we let go a little bit, that what we're striving after will come to us, come back to us, and that we won't cause so much resistance and struggle and suffering in our lives. Perhaps thinking about what your water buffalo might be. In your own time, and when you're ready, maybe bringing your hands down from your top of your feet and coming down to a rebound position. Perhaps using this opportunity to think about your edges in your life, how you can find your comfort in your discomfort. This Western culture of striving and pushing. And then maybe we can let go of some of our water buffalo. The Chinese have such a beautiful saying for this. It's called Wu Wei, effortless effort. Going with the flow of life. Not pushing against our resistance or our boundaries. Your own time, and when you're ready, just coming to our spinal twist, and I'll offer a variation that can get into our hip as well, or if you would like to just be with a variation that you know suits you, since you guys have been doing this spinal twist for a while, and just stay with that one. So I'll offer you all of the variations. So the first one is having your left leg straightened, then bringing your right knee bent and bringing it over to the left to a bolster or pillow or block, both knees bent, playing with whether you put it down to the bottom of your mat or the top, bringing it down to the left, or bringing your left knee over, your right knee over your left knee and bringing it down. And so this variation of twisted roots is we can do cat pulling its tail, which can get into the right hip. So in this variation, you can bring your right hand to your left foot and then extend that right foot onto the left pillow. That gets into that left hip quite a bit. So straightening that left leg. Sorry, I've got lawnmower in the background. Hopefully you can't hear that. poem today is a poem that you guys know, and I know that you may love, called She Let Go by Sapphire Rose. She let go of the sound of the lawnmower. She let go without a thought or a word. She let go. She let go of the fear. She let go of the judgment. She let go of the confluence of opinions swarming around her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons, wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry. She just let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't search for scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all of the memories that held her back. She let go of all of the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of all the planning and all the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write the projected date in her day timer. She made no public announcement and put no ad in the newspaper. She didn't check the weather reports or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't do a 5-step spiritual mind treatment. She didn't call the prayer line. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good and it wasn't bad. It was what it was, and it is just that. In the space of letting go, she let it all be. A small smile came over her face. A light breeze blew through her, and the sun and the moon shone forevermore. So whichever variation that you're in, just bringing your leg back up to the center line and coming back down to a rebound position. And then gently blending your knees, coming to the opposite side. Perhaps you've used the one leg straight, the right leg straight, bringing your right knee over to the right side, or perhaps you bending both knees over to the right side, or perhaps you coming into the twisted root and bringing the right knee over the left knee, coming down to the right, and then maybe grabbing that right foot with your left hand into the cat pulling its tail, and then maybe extending that foot straight, that left leg straight out in front onto the ground or onto a pillow or onto a block, getting more into that left hip area. Perhaps using this time to integrate your practice, thinking about what principles of playing your edge that you may take into your life this week. And then bringing yourself back to the midline and coming and making yourself comfortable for the final Shavasana. Maybe finding a pillow under your knee to release your knees. Maybe finding some warmth. And coming onto your back for a final rebound or final Shavasana. Maybe having our palms gently facing upwards, our feet a little bit apart. And maybe finding one of the five senses that you know anchors you into the present moment. Whether that's the sense of sound, taste, smell, sight, or sensations, perhaps. It's the sensations of your breath. And then connecting in with your sankalpa, your lighthouse, perhaps setting a goal or an intention for your week going ahead. Maybe it's to find those moments of yin within your yang, or even your yang within your yin. And then connecting in with an inner resource you know you possess to help you achieve this goal. And then letting go of your sankalpa, coming to your body scan, bringing your attention to your toes, the soles of your feet, the top of your feet, your ankles, just releasing, relaxing, letting go, your lower legs, your knees, your upper thighs, back of your thighs, your hips, your pelvis area, perhaps thanking your hips for the stretch we gave them today. And bringing your attention to your lower spine, walking up each of the vertebrae of your spine, relaxing and releasing your lower back, your middle back, under your shoulder blades, giving permission for those knots to release and relax and let go. Up over your shoulders, down your arms, all the way down to your hands, just releasing, relaxing, letting go. Your abdomen, your chest, releasing, relaxing, letting go. Each of the vertebrae of your spine, giving permission for that tension to release and relax. And up over your scalp, down, round your eyes, releasing and relaxing each of the muscles of your eyes, your cheek, your chin, releasing and relaxing and letting go. And then bringing your attention to your hands, bringing them together, creating some heat, rubbing and creating heat, and then bringing your hands to your face, feeling the calming of that parasympathetic nervous system. And then opening your hands, opening your eyes into your hands. Bringing yourself back into your room, into your space, and opening and waking up your body in whichever way it needs to be woken up today. Perhaps rolling onto one side, thinking maybe about one thing that you may be grateful for today. And then bringing ourselves back up to a seated position. No hurries, no worries. Perhaps bringing our hands to our heart space and finishing with the serenity breath. May I accept the things I cannot change. May I have courage to change the things I can. And may I gain the wisdom to know the difference. May we accept the things we cannot change. May we have courage to change the things we can. And may we gain the wisdom to know the difference. May your next week be filled of ease and calm and moments of letting go, coming back from our edges.